Hello and welcome. I'm Darren, and today we are going to talk about the luxury that is PC gaming. And the reason why is, I don't know, it's back to kind of the toxic negativity at the moment, kind of within the PC community, and a lot of it being aimed at, like, I'll probably call it out as a lot of it that I'm seeing now, which I'm finding like really repulsive on a kind of daily basis, is the negativity towards 4090 owners. And I am on a lot of like PC building groups. So, like, surprisingly, there's a lot of people with 4090s. A lot more than what I kind of imagined. You generally see new posts or people putting new posts on of their new build. You might get 30 or 40 a day, and I'm actually seeing a lot of builds with 4090s. But now what I'm seeing is just those people being kind of attacked constantly. And honestly, I think it's the lowest form of low life. Like, I don't know where those people come from. I don't know what they don't get. I don't know why or where these people decide that they can judge someone by what money, by spending their own money, or tell them how they should be spending their own money. That to me literally blows my fucking mind. It really does. I think it's so repulsive. And at the end of the day, these people shouldn't have to justify it. Why should they have to then sit there for 20 comments and justify how much money they spent on their PC? It's their own money. And it kind of puts me into the whole frame of, like, PC gaming is expensive. It is a luxury, right? PCs aren't built purely for gaming. PCs are built, the main intention of a PC was for work, productivity. A PC wasn't designed for gaming. So if budget and saving money is what you care about, stick to fucking console. Like, stick to console. Don't come into a PC space and then just spend your life sending comments to other people about they shouldn't have bought this because they could have bought that cheaper, or they're pretending to be something more than they are. If PC gaming is your absolute passion and you spend, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000, whatever it is, on a 4090, fair play to you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's the best GPU available. Spend the money on it. It's your passion. You're totally entitled to spend a lot of money on what is your passion. You don't have to justify it to other people. In the same respect that, go back a few years, you could go into a cycle shop and buy a push bike for, a top of the range push bike would have been £2,000, maybe £3,000 for a flagship sat in the window. Now you're going to be paying £7,000, £8,000 for a push bike. You got to pedal the fucking thing. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have an engine. It's like £8,000. There's hundreds of people riding around on £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 push bikes that could ride around on a £2,000 push bike. It's their passion. They want to spend the money on that. It's their passion. Fair play to them. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, when you're talking in the PC space, you get exactly the same thing with a pack of fans. Buy a 3-pack of fans for £20 or £30 or dollars. You can buy a 3-pack of fans for $150 because they link together and it's got RGB. You can't justify that money. But at the same time, people will still buy it because they look better, they might be a bit quieter, they might run a little bit better, they're a damn sight easier and cleaner to put into a build. Those people don't have to justify it. And it's kind of like that with 4K gaming. Are you going to spend a hell of a lot more for 4K gaming? Yes. Is it justified? Probably not. Does it matter? To those people, no, it doesn't matter. They will spend a lot more for that bit of extra fidelity and that bit more for a graphics card to be able to run to that level, because it is their passion. It is their hobby. It is what they do. And I'm kind of in that bracket, and I don't feel like I need to kind of argue it and justify it with anyone. Do you know what I mean? I play games. I'm 44 years old. My family don't understand it, but TV doesn't, sitting down watching TV doesn't stimulate me enough. I get bored way too easy. I feel like it's brain numbing for me, and I get stimulation out of playing games, all different types of games. I generally get a bit bored playing the same thing over and over and over again. So I have a variety of different games, and I play a variety of different games, and that stimulates me. It is my one of my passions. So I don't have to justify the cost. I don't have to justify to anyone that does not know me across the internet how much money I spend. It is what it is. Graphics cards are a disgusting amount of money, but at the same time, everything tech is a disgusting amount of money. That's it. If it's your passion, is it a big deal? Is it a big deal to spend £1,000 or £1,200 or £1,500 on a graphics card, which is the main component to drive the games that you want to play, when it is your passion, and you might do it for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours a day? I don't know. I don't know how much time, obviously, people get to play games. I mean, I'm not trying to send a message to AMD and NVIDIA and say, keep bumping your prices up. But at the same time, certainly past pandemic, everything in the world is expensive. Cars cost more, motorcycles cost more, TVs cost more, everything costs more money. There's no justification for it, but at the same time, you kind of are just. It is what it is now. If saving money is your thing, and you feel inclined to then be negative towards people that want to spend money and you want to game, just stay to a console. Stick to console. Those are designed to save you money. They are for gaming. They are designed to save you money. And that's it. Stick to gaming and shut the fuck up. Like, literally, you don't need to then tell everyone what they should and shouldn't spend their money on. That was their choice. If you don't think it's worth the extra, whatever it might be, visual fidelity, FPS, whatever, if you don't think it was worth it, that's your problem. They might. And they don't have to justify it to you. It's that simple. I see it every day. It's repulsive. It really is. Like, someone buys a 4090. They might be buying it for productivity as well. It's the best tool available on the market. You're going to argue them how much they spend on a tool that they use to earn for an income. It's none of your business. Like, I don't have a 4090. I feel like I'm having to fight some sort of corner for 4090 owners. I'm in the corner of, I'd love to have one. And technically, yes, I could afford one if I didn't buy all the different systems that I buy. So those are the choices that I made. I wanted to buy a couple of systems. I like having, probably, for me personally, if it was, do I buy the absolute flagship graphics card, or can I almost buy two, one being maybe AMD, one being NVIDIA, and have two high-end systems? I'd rather go down that route. But that's just a me thing. A lot of people will say to me, oh, you shouldn't have done that, you should have just bought 4090. Okay, well, that's a you thing, it's not a me thing. But at the same time, I'm not going to say, oh, 4090 is such a waste of money, I'm not going to get this, I'm not going to get that. No, a 4090 is awesome, it is the best graphics card available, and I'd love to have one. I just can't justify it at the moment, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to attack 4090 owners because I'm butthurt that it financially for me it's not the best thing for me to do right now. So I don't know. I'm kind of, sometimes I get on kind of social media and it's all good. Sometimes I just watch so much negativity over people arguing with what other people pay. And don't get me wrong, it's different when you're trying to help someone. Like yesterday, I'm trying to help some guy that was, I don't know, he'd posted something on a group and he posted up that he put together a build for a PC and was asking, are all these components all right? Is it good to go? And I was flicking down, I quick read his post and noticed that the case was a ITX case and he had an ATX motherboard. And so I mentioned, okay, that's not going to work. You're either going to have to get an ITX motherboard or you're going to have to get a bigger case that will take an ATX board. Now, it's probably best for you to get an ATX case because that will be cheaper than an ITX motherboard because ITX motherboards are generally more expensive. So anyway, this guy started talking about how he has no idea about PC, and he then changed his build. I think he was looking at something like a 7700X, so AM5 platform, and I think he had a 40. It was 4070. So then he messaged me and said, "Can I do a 3060? Because it's a hell of a lot cheaper." And I'm like, "Well, you can, but a 3060 is nowhere near the power of a 4070, and obviously you had a 4070. So then he came back and said, "Well, I can't justify £600 on a graphics card." And I'm like, "All right, okay." Well, in your original post, you made me think that you'd already taken that justification into account. So then I kind of went through it with him and said, "Look, can you still find, you're in the US, can you still find a 6800 XT? Like, you're not in kind of the right area. The money that you want to spend, you're probably best steering away from NVIDIA because you're on a budget. You want the best that you can get for your money. Certainly at kind of low mid-end, NVIDIA is kind of, you're not going to, get value for money and that's what you need, that's what you want." So in the end, I think we kind of went down like the 7800 XT path, but then this guy's like, "Well, this build's going to cost me this much money. Like, this is a huge amount of money. Is it actually going to be any good?" And I'm like, "Well, it is going to be good, but what are you trying to compare it to? Like, what illusion do you have of what you're getting?" Because this brings me back to I get a feeling you're going to be disappointed in this. And to be fair, it got late. He was in the US by the time I think he messaged me back. I was asleep, so I didn't actually even get down the route of, is he a console gamer? Is he PS5? Is he Series X? Because that might change his perception of going from a $500 console to I don't know how much this build was going to cost him, $1,200 maybe, something like that. Does he think that he's getting, what does he think he's getting? So yes, when you go up tiers of anything in tech, it like the returns are a lot smaller, and that's where I was going with 4K gaming, because the returns, it's a lot of money for that extra bit of fidelity, but that's down to the individual, and it's down to, in my thoughts, if gaming is your passion and you spend 2-4 hours every day of your life, I don't think it's that hard to justify spending money on the product that drives those frames and allows you to get there. So I'm not saying that we should be spending £1,000 on graphics cards, but if it is what it is, then it is what it is. And I don't think you should then have to justify to other people why you decided to spend that money. It's cool. If you've got the money to do it and you love doing it and it gets you to that area that you want to be, then go ahead. Enjoy gaming. because that's what people need to start doing. Enjoy gaming rather than attacking other people over the internet for the choice of brand or the amount of money that they spent that they don't think is worth it, but maybe someone else does. Strange world we live in. I guess that's social media for you. But I'll end it there. So if you listened, cool. And cheers. I will catch you in the next one.